tutorial on introduction to Python programming, and in this section we are going to learn how to start making basic scripts in Python. And as you noticed in our previous tutorials, we have been using the interactive IPython shell, but the disadvantage of that is that it doesn't give us ability to control or save the scripts that we have worked on. Therefore, we need to find a way to save the scripts so that we can use them for our future use. So to do that, I'm going to introduce one of the best or one of the editors for beginners that allows you to write basic Python scripts and also document them in such a way that you can always refer to them. And this editor is gonna be the Jupyter Notebook. So let's dive into Jupyter Notebook and get to know the basics, as we'll be using it extensively in our subsequent tutorials. So if you have an Anaconda, as we did on our first tutorial, just click on the Jupyter Notebook. There's Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. For now, let's stick to Notebook and click launch, and then it's gonna launch on your web browser. So if you're using Chrome, it's gonna launch on Chrome. If you're using Firefox, it's gonna launch on Firefox. So it takes time. I've already launched mine, and then it will take you or allow you to have a preview of folders. So these are my folders, and in this case you navigate to the folder where you want to save your Python scripts. I want to save it on documents, the technical, and then here you have an option of to create a new script. Go and click on the new on the top right button, and then select Python 3 because that's what you're going to use, and then it's gonna create a blank Jupyter Notebook. So what is Jupyter Notebook? So Jupyter Notebook is basically a web-based editor that allows you to run Python codes and also edit them. And the good or advantage of using Jupyter Notebooks is you can include literally anything between your code, including words, pictures, videos, or even audios within your code. And this adds a lot of functionality, especially when it comes to understanding what you are working on. So once you open a Jupyter MacBook or a Jupyter Notebook like this, you have got the file. The file basically gives you the basic functionalities like saving. You can also download this, and you can download it in literally any format. In most cases, you might want to download it as a PDF. You can also preview, and then you can do there's a lot of functionalities with it comes to cells. So cells are basically these rectangular boxes. That is where your text or your code is gonna go to. And then we have got others like view, insert. So there's a lots of this. If you are new to Jupyter Notebooks, I recommend you come to help and click on the user interface. It will take you through the guide, but that is not here, not there. I just want to give you the basic functionalities of Jupyter that will allow you to undertake these tutorials without any problem. So when you launch Jupyter Notebooks, you have got this cell. This is what you call a cell, this rectangular block, and you have got normally Jupyter's got two modes. We have got the command mode. Right now we are on command mode, and I will explain. So command mode here is shown in it's basically the cell is basically blue, and what you can do under command mode is add cells, remove cells, those kind of functionalities. And then we have got editor editor mode. So if I click inside this cell here, it changes to green, and that tells me that now it's on editor mode. And one way to know that is look at this pencil mark here. It shows you that it's an edit mode. If I click outside the inner cell, it's gonna change to command mode, and you can see the pencil has disappeared. So an easy way of doing that instead of clicking is if you want to change from command mode to edit mode, you simply press enter on your keyboard, and it will automatically change that. To change from editor back to command mode, you simply press escape and you'll do that. So that one I will be using it most of the time. And so let's get started. The first thing that I want to show you in Jupyter Notebook is to add a title. So in this case, before we can even add a title, let's save this file in a manner that we can literally trace it on our computer. So you will notice that this is the folder where I selected it. Right now it's titled, it's named untitled, and you can see the status is running, but you want to save it in a format that you can literally save it. So let's say, give it a name, introduction to Jupyter, then rename. So now it has been renamed to Introduction to Jupyter. And then the first thing that I want us to learn is look at adding a title or a heading to Jupyter Notebook. So to do that, just click on the edit mode, and then on the code here, click on the drop down menu and type click heading, and it's gonna give you this option. Just click OK, and then this star here, or the hash, controls the size of the letters that you're going to write. If you leave it as a single hash, it's gonna be the largest letter case. So I can say introduction to Jupyter, or let me use introduction to Python. And then once you do that, you want to execute this. So normally in the iShell you are clicking enter, but here you just click run, and it's gonna write the title. So you can see the title is bold, and the letters are relatively large. You can have a second title that is relatively small by just doing the same procedure. Click on the edit, click on heading, and then this time you reduce, maybe have 3 hash to reduce the size, and say introduction to variables, as was the case in our previous tutorial, and then click run. You can see it's smaller than that. So that is the functionality of heading. The next thing that I want to show you on Jupyter Notebook is the ability to include words that explain what you are doing, and this is a very, very superior way of documenting your code. So in this case, I'll say in this. So before you do that, you just want to, you can either do it before or after, but in my case I prefer doing it before. So make sure you're in edit mode. Here is turned green, and then click on the code, change to markdown, and then this allows you to write whatever you describe. So in this tutorial we are going to discuss how to use Jupyter Notebook, and then just run. So you can see this is simply a letter, is not a code. And now we can start coding here. So the easier way to code is make sure that first of all you change to edit, and then once you change to edit, you might be wondering how I'm adding these cells. I'm going to show you that. So let's say I want to have this cell, this is the first cell, I want to add another cell. The easiest way, or the more direct or long way, is to come here, click insert, and then you can see insert cell above, so that will go above this cell. Insert below will go below this cell, and of course there is an option of A and B. So it tells you that on your keyboard, if you press A, it's gonna go on top or above. If you press B, it's gonna go below. So to do it in a long way, and then we can do the shortcut, let's just write a simple code here, print, the obvious one you can guess, hello world, or we can say, why not hello mass. Let's try to be different, and hit run, and you can do, your code has been executed. And now if I want to go back to this code and edit it, I'll just click on the cell, and then right now it's on command mode. If I want to edit, I have to click on the edit mode, and now you can see it's green, meaning it's edit mode. So if you want to add a cell or remove a cell, first of all you have to move to the command mode. So just click outside the cell, so make sure it's turned blue. And if I want to add a cell on top of it, I'll simply click cell, insert sorry, and then above you can see a cell has been added above, and I can say print. For this one you can say print, let's ignore Earth again, say hello Venus, and run it. So that is to do with the simple functions or simple codes in a Jupyter Notebook. So as you are doing this, you might want to ensure that every time you do it, you save it so that your code is saved, so that next time when you come back, you'll find your code intact and you can continue working on it. That is one. In some cases, instead of clicking insert and then inserting a cell normally in your keyboard, just make sure that your cell is in command mode and press A to add a cell above, and press B to add cell below. And then if you want to delete a cell, in most cases you can use the edit, but the easiest way is highlight the cell that you want to delete. So make sure that the cell is in command mode, and then just type X or X on your keyboard and it will delete that cell. Now this is a caution. If you delete a cell, sometimes you can come back here and do undeleted cell and it will undo it. But once you save your script, you might not be able to undo this, so take care of that. So that is to do with the basic Jupyter functionalities that you'll use. One thing I want to show you is let's add a simple code here. A, give it a variable. We said variable should have sensible numbers. So number 1 is 45, and then the second variable number 2 equal to 25. And then instead of clicking run, you want to make sure that you are on edit mode, and then on your keyboard just do shift enter, and that will run your code. So I can say number or sum of numbers equal to number 1. So usually you can use tab to give you options, give you shortcuts, plus number 2, then I just tab, and then print sum nums. So with this, if I want to run this cell, I don't need to click every time, click here, just do shift enter on my keyboard and it will run the cell and give me the feedback. So you want to be using those shortcuts. I will be using those shortcuts in the next tutorials so that I can save on time. One more thing, I think that should be good enough to get you started. And if you like the video, please subscribe so that you get notifications for the upcoming tutorials. And also remember to share with your friends or your colleagues who might be interested in this kind of basic Python programming. Thank you.